Hello everyone, I'm Tanya Rivero. Welcome back to CBSN. Parts of the southern United States are preparing for Tropical Storm Ida. The deadly storm made landfall on the Louisiana Gulf Coast as a Category 4 hurricane with 150-mile-per-hour winds on Sunday. Ida is tied for the storm with the strongest wind gusts in Louisiana state history. More than 1 million customers are without power, including nearly the entire city of New Orleans. President Biden has approved emergency declarations for both Louisiana and Mississippi. Though Ida has downgraded to a tropical storm, it still poses a threat of torrential rain, severe flooding, and dangerous winds as it moves further inland. For more on all this, I want to bring in CBS News meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Berardelli. Hi, Jeff. So what's the current track of the storm, and when do you expect it to weaken? And for those in its path, what's the greatest threat?
Rain is definitely the greatest threat going forward because the winds are not nearly as strong as they were. The system's actually located right near Jackson, Mississippi, so it's moving inland, and it obviously is weakened. You can see the structure over the past 24 hours go from a bona fide Cat 4 hurricane, which, by the way, stayed a Cat 4 6 hours into landfall, which is extraordinarily rare, but it was a strengthening storm at landfall, so it was able to kind of keep that momentum, and it was located over the bayous. There's a lot of water to feed off there. But now the system is moving northeastward, and it's taking some of its rain with it. The western side of the storm is dry. That's fairly typical as these storms kind of move inland, but the eastern side still producing a lot of heavy rain in southern parts of Alabama into the Florida Panhandle. We have a tornado watch in effect for that area. There could very well be spin-ups for the next really 48 to 72 hours until this moves offshore. We're going to see tornadoes, anywhere from, let's say, places like the Tennessee Valley area, but especially eastward into the middle Atlantic. So watch out for that over the next few days. You can see that tropical conveyor belt of moisture pushing all that tropical moisture from the Gulf into the southeast. So there's going to be flash flooding problems, at least for a while. This is the forecast track from the National Hurricane Center, moving northeast into Tennessee tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And then the system moves into the northeast Wednesday and Thursday. And as it moves across the Appalachians, it's hilly terrain. It's going to squeeze out 4 to 8 inches of rain, and that's going to cause runoff, and that is going to cause flash flooding, and it could be not only dangerous, but it could be deadly. And we've seen this happen a couple of times already over the past month or two, because we've seen a few tropical systems move up along the eastern seaboard. Of course, Henri was the last one, Fred before that, and it produced a lot of rain, so the ground is saturated. Notice this mountainous area here near Cumberland in Maryland, southern parts of Pennsylvania, and into West Virginia and eastern parts of Kentucky. Some, isolated areas could pick up 8 inches. That's a lot of rain. That will cause deadly flash flooding. So watch out for that. And then the rest of the area, generally 2 to 4 inches of rain as the system continues to move to the north and east. So although we want to be rid of this storm, it is not done with us quite yet.
Yeah, I can see that. So it's also one of the most powerful storms to ever hit the United States, Jeff. Was climate change a contributor to Ida's strength, and could future storms carry similar traits?
The answer is yes. So it was a contributor. Of course, climate change didn't cause this hurricane. It would have happened anyway. But climate change kind of spikes it. It's like steroids for storms. It makes the storms even stronger. So in this particular case, it was a combination of climate change and very bad luck. The storm moved over the loop current, which, is the hottest water in the Gulf of Mexico in terms of ocean heat content. It just happened to move right over there. In addition, every year we set a new record for ocean heat content, which is essentially the total amount of energy, not only the surface waters, but down below as well. So unfortunately for us, it moved over that. And then when it was done with that, watch, it was a Cat 2. It moved over sea surface temperatures of 88 to 90. Watch what happens as it does so. Bang, 3, 4, right away. It intensifies and it moves on shore. So we knew we would see rapid intensification from this system. That's not a surprise. Climate change is, in fact, making it worse. So over the past 40 years, rapid intensification has increased by 5 miles an hour per decade. So if a storm used to intensify by, let's say, 40 miles an hour in 24 hours, now it can intensify by 60 miles an hour in 24 hours. It makes a very big difference. And also, in the Atlantic, we are now 2 times more likely for a run-of-the-mill hurricane to jump to a major hurricane, Cat 3, Cat 4, and Cat 5. Here's why that matters, and it's an astonishing statistic. So if you compare a storm with winds of 75 miles an hour to a storm with winds double, 150 miles an hour, you have 250 times the damage potential. So climate change in making a storm 20 or 30 miles an hour stronger than it would have otherwise been doesn't just increase the damage potential by a little, it's an exponential increase. And 85% of wind damage in hurricanes comes in major hurricanes, so Cat 3s, Cat 4s, and Cat 5s. So as you can see, climate change makes a really big difference when it comes to storms, when it comes to hurricanes.
Oh, yeah. Scary to think that there's more of this to come. All right, well, Jeff Berardelli.